In the early to mid-2000s, there was this reality TV craze of high-stakes custom-build garage shows that primarily aired on Discovery Channel. The hosts, or ensemble casts of fabricators, mechanics, and occasional comic relief, would have some sort of project they would need to complete by a set deadline, and while the concept was basic enough, the show would have drama and some sort of momentous challenge that would need to be overcome by the end of the episode. Shows like American Chopper, American Hot Rod, and my personal favorite, Monster Garage, were serialized TV shows with hour-long episodes and seasons that in some cases were nearly 30 episodes. They highlighted genuine craftsmanship and impressive builds that were as loud as the personalities of the builders themselves. And some turned that charisma into stardom, while others became little more than a footnote in reality television history.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Paul Jr. Podcast.
Despite his best efforts, Braindead Schaub's Gearheads Gone Wild is not one of those shows. This isn't Braindead's first foray into automotive entertainment. Braindead initially started with the now defunct Toontown, which only exists as an Instagram page with a whole 163 followers. I am by no means a YouTube expert, but I do know that to be successful you need some sort of strategy, and I can't figure out what the fuck was going on with Toontown. You have the first video clearly titled Episode 1, and then Ep 2. Episode 3 ditches the format and is just called I Flipped My TRX. The next video, which you would assume is episode 4, is titled episode 5, going back to the original title format, and then the next two videos don't have any episode number at all. Toontown was eventually rebranded as Drive Fast All Gas, or DeFag as us fans like to call it, and that lasted another subsequent 3 episodes before it was abandoned for the new show, Gearheads Gone Wild. Drive Fast All Gas was eventually made into a merch brand that sold knockoff Carhartt collaborations, hot new items like example product title, and apparently methylene blue, the stuff that Mel Gibson told Joe Rogan cures stage 4 cancer.
I have 3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all. And they had some serious stuff going on.
And what did they take?
Jesus. They took some, what you've heard they've taken.
Yeah, methylene blue, which was a fabric dye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a textile dye. And now they find out it has profound effects on your mitochondria.
Yep.
Yeah.
This stuff works, man.
The site was also used as a way to raffle off custom cars and trucks that may or may not have been a scam of some sort.
There's unfortunately some shysters out there that pop up a shell company that have not been in business very long, and they're going to take your money on buying merch or whatever, and then they might shut down or go out of business.
And I know that this is confusing and makes no sense, but that's exactly my point. There's no way Toontown or Drive Fast All Gas or whatever the fuck you call it could have ever been successful. At no point does the audience have any chance to form some sort of object permanence or brand recognition because the show they're trying to watch keeps changing its name, format, and identity every few weeks or months. Building a successful media brand requires consistency. What Braindead was doing was the automotive equivalent of opening a restaurant, changing it into a taco truck after a month, and then converting it into a vape shop before anyone had a chance to get their fucking drive-thru order.
Ah! Stop! Please let me go! Please let me go first! I'm doing something!
So when I say Gearheads Gone Wild was doomed from the start, I don't mean it was doomed in hindsight. What I'm saying is the previous 2 attempts had already been abandoned before they gained as many subscribers as the YouTube accounts they dismiss as irrelevant.
Maybe you overbuilt the trans a little bit?
You have to.
Yeah.
You got to.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, look, if you're going to party, right, you can't be blowing trannies.
Gearheads Gone Wild, the current incarnation of the show, is a hollow shell of an attempt of what those high-octane Discovery Channel car shows were. They're 20-minute episodes that consist of little more than burnout compilations over copyright-free music you'd find on YouTube. At the opening of each episode, viewers are promised raw and uncensored action, which I assume is a reference to the show's namesake, Girls Gone Wild. which is a terrible thing to name your show considering Girls Gone Wild paid out millions of dollars in lawsuits, including one related to filming a topless underage girl.
A Cartersville woman says her life was ruined when she appeared on the cover of Girls Gone Wild. She was a child, just 14 at the time.
Episodes essentially break down into two segments. Show off the engine, sick burnout. Another guy talks about his truck.
More sick burnouts.
This guy, he just owns a car.
Sick fucking burnouts.
My favorite part of the show is when anyone pops the hood and Brendan looks at the engine like a fucking monkey doing a math problem. He obviously does not know what the fuck is going on. And I say that's my favorite part, but it's really the most annoying thing about the show. Brendan presents himself as some sort of car guy or expert in some sense. And while the hosts of the Discovery shows had accolades and credentials like fabrication, welding, and building award-winning machines that were works of art, Brendan's biggest accolade in the automotive world is totaling a $100,000 truck in the most amateur and embarrassing way possible.
Starting emergency call to the SOS service provided by the manufacturer. To cancel, press the SOS or cancel button. Starting SOS call.
Those Discovery Channel hosts, they put their safety, their lives, and their livelihoods on the line. Sometimes their own reputations were at stake.
And the winner is...
The only high-stakes moment on Gearheads Gone Wild is when Brendan confesses to having some sort of foot fetish, and then they do a brake test on a car where nobody's really at risk.
You know how there's like feet fetish guys? They're into feet? I'm a big foot guy. I'm a big brake guy. I love brakes. It's the first thing I notice on cars, the calipers, the rotors. I love brakes. We've seen how fast this is. It handles well. The interior is ridiculous. But how's it stop? I'm gonna pretend I'm an innocent bystander crossing the road. You try and stop this thing.
All right.
Can we do that?
Of course.
All right, brother.
Oh God, watch out, Brendan.
Oh, that's not bad.
I can't stress enough how much Brendan is not a car guy. Almost every time Brendan is in the passenger seat, his face is just washed with sheer terror and looks like he's about to ask to pull over so he can just get out and walk home. In episode 3, we finally get a chance to see Brendan in action.
Why did you do 4 hours of racing?
It's what it takes, man. 6 laps.
Yeah, but you're not a racer.
Yeah, me racer.
The racer himself has an opportunity to get behind the wheel and show us exactly what he's capable of. Actually, never mind. He's just pissing his pants again in the passenger seat. Watch this douche raise his arms like he's accomplished something. Ultimately, Gearheads Gone Wild is just another Braindead Schaub project that leaves you wondering whether it's a genuine business venture or an unusually elaborate tax write-off. Like his failed whiskey brand, failed podcast network, and failed record label before it, the show is only notable for how little effort seems to have gone into accomplishing anything at all. The show's available to stream for free on Tubi.
Gearheads Gone Wild, available on Tubi right now. Tubi TV, it's free. Download the app, watch the episodes on there. It's Gearheads Gone Wild. 4 apps. If they go well, they're going to order a bunch more, so let them know I sent you.
And Brendan has said if it goes well, the network will order more episodes, but that's not really how Tubi works. While Tubi does have original content that the platform finances and produces, the bulk of the content is obtained through what's called a film aggregator, which is a service you pay to then submit your content to networks like Tubi on your behalf. If they get picked up, which from what I can tell is relatively easy, you're then paid based on ads similar to YouTube. Gearheads Gone Wild is not a Tubi original produced by the streaming service itself, but it is labeled Tubi Presents, which just means it's only streaming on Tubi and nowhere else. And while that does indicate that it is an exclusive title to Tubi, it in no way indicates any sort of investment from Tubi, and it is definitely no indication as some sort of higher standard of quality. One of the few examples I could find of the Tubi Presents shows is The Lesbian Homie.
Damn, E, I'm just saying, you looking real tremendous right now.
I know. I almost fired on your ass.
I was unaware you had all the yams.
Nigga, and?
I'm just saying, me and you should get together later on.
No, how about me and a bitch?
What I'm about to say is purely speculation, so take this with a grain of salt. But I suspect the only thing that gets the Tubi Presents label is a guarantee that you won't put your content on another service. This may result in some sort of financial benefit when you're paid out from Tubi or something like that, but at this point I can't find any indication there's any further investment into a show from the platform. I reached out to Tubi for verification and to try to get more info and haven't received anything yet, but if I ever do, I'll update the video description to clarify. Again, Brendan has claimed that Tubi may order additional seasons of the show, and I can all but assure you that this isn't something that anybody has to worry about. But if Braindead Schaub's history of projects has taught us anything, it's that every new venture is introduced as the beginning of something great before quietly being left behind for the next one. Gearheads Gone Wild doesn't hold a future of a successful follow-up season. Its future is that of Toontown and Drive Fast All Gas. No follow-up season, and a quiet disappearance into the algorithm. Brendan has given us an unwatchable sketch comedy show, a failed whiskey company, a failed record label, a failed podcast network, and a failed clothing brand. And a year from now, Gearheads Gone Wild will be sitting right next to those, another abandoned project, another rebrand, another idea that never got far enough off the ground for anyone to miss it when it disappeared.